Hi everybody, I am Catherine Hugater here from Almonte Library. I'm an engagement specialist. I am here with
Amanda Harmer. I'm the curator of engagement at Science Museum, Oklahoma.
All right, so Amanda, what exactly are we looking at?
So we have brought a few items from our collection today. These are original shopping carts invented by Sylvan Goldman, an Oklahoman and inventor. So the one behind me, right back here, this one with the black handles, is an actual original. So this is a prototype that was one of the original prototypes. Then directly behind me here, this is one of the nesting carts that comes along a little bit later. And then finally this one right next to me, this is a replica of his original design. It was purchased a few years later, but we keep this replica so we can show visitors exactly what it looked like with both baskets.
Fabulous. Can you tell me a little bit about Sylvan Goldman and who he is and what is interesting about him?
So Mr. Goldman was born in Oklahoma in 1898. He was actually born in Indian Territory in what becomes Ardmore later on. He works in a dry goods store, so that's kind of his first moment, it seems like, working with grocery stores. During World War I, he was actually a food procurer during the war. So he actually even kind of works in that same area during World War I. And finally, in 1934, he and his brother, Alfred, purchased Humpty Dumpty grocery stores here in Oklahoma City. They've actually opened up a few more grocery stores prior to that, but in 1934 they open up Humpty Dumpty grocery stores, and Sylvan Goldman sees a need. So it's an interesting moment in history. So we have more people with access to vehicles, we have advancements in refrigeration in food, and we have the invention of the supermarket. So actually Sylvan and Alfred go to California early in their careers before they open up that store in Oklahoma, and they learn about a supermarket. So prior to that, you would go into the grocery store and you would ask a clerk who stood behind the counter to pick out items for you. They package them up and you'd take them home. But the supermarket allows the shopper to move around the store and collect as many items as they can carry that they can then drive home in their vehicle. And Mr. Goldman decides, if people can carry more, they might purchase more. So he tries out a few different things. So the first thing he tries is actually he has his employees ask shoppers if they can take their items up to the front, basically hold some of their items for them. And it works okay. But then he has this idea. He sees a folding chair and he says, you know what? I think that folding chair could hold a basket. And a lot of people are using like little wicker baskets, think like picnic basket type things at this time. And he gets with his friend and colleague and mechanic, Mr. Fred W. Young, and they together put some wheels on the folding chair, and they add an extra platform for an extra basket, and before you know it, we have something called the folding basket carrier, which is his first invention, and he puts them in his stores just waiting for people to start grabbing all the things and shopping.
So did they see the shopping cart and be like, this is amazing?
They didn't at first, actually. So there were a couple of kind of cultural things happening here. They looked a lot like a baby stroller. And so women who had already pushed baby strollers said, well, I don't want to push another stroller. And then men thought that they could carry the groceries on their own for the most part. And definitely didn't want to be pushing a baby stroller either. So Mr. Goldman has this incredible idea. He hires models, male and female models, to push these carts around his stores, and it works. Before you know it, the idea is taken off. And even in 1938, right as one of Mr. Goldman's sons are being born, they actually decide to add the baby carrier to the cart so you can push both your child and your groceries around.
So the original front seat with the kid's legs through it, if you will.
Exactly.
So interestingly, the cart, the original with the basket in it, looks a lot like the two-tier cart that we think of today if you're getting just a small amount. Mm-hmm. But the one behind you is more of what we think of as the original shopping cart. So what happened?
Right, so this one comes out, is released officially June 4th, 1937. But a few years later, a gentleman named Orla Watson actually comes up with this design in 1945. And he pursues a patent for what we call the nesting cart. So this cart is a lot more like what we're familiar with. We can actually push the carts together and they'll nest together. So it takes up a lot less room to store these carts. And also they're a little sturdier around the corners and things. But Mr. Watson, while he's applied for this patent, Mr. Goldman, Sylvan Goldman also has this idea and pursues a patent. And ultimately they come to an agreement. They decide Mr. Watson can keep the patent, but Mr. Goldman gets the exclusive manufacturing rights. So he starts making these Nesta carts, which is what his brand was called. And they last so long that they resemble what we use today.
All right. And why is this at Science Museum Oklahoma? What does this have to do with science, if you will?
Well, even though it's a more modern invention than we think of, when we think about great inventors, we think about, the light bulb and Edison, or say maybe the telephone, and those seem like really a long time ago. Even though this has been just in the 20th century, Mr. Goldman was an inventor. He goes on to invent other things too, like the milk bottle carrier, the luggage cart. He's even the one who comes up with the idea of like the grocery sacker. So he has all of these incredibly innovative ideas, which is what is celebrated here at Science Museum Oklahoma. We're a place where you can come to explore science, spark curiosity, explore wonder in your life, and those are all things Mr. Goldman was doing as he's thinking about these ways to improve on his inventions.
Absolutely. These are all things that you can do at Almonte Library, Metropolitan Library System as well. So our summer reading theme for 2026 is Unearth a Story, which clearly we have with Sylvan Goldman. Is there any connection to the library?
There is. So Almonte Library's original location was the Almonte Shopping Center. The thing we haven't mentioned yet is that Mr. Goldman had two sons whose names were Alfred, after his brother, and Monty. So you've probably already figured it out. He named that shopping center after his two sons. That shopping center eventually becomes the first home of Almonte Library, and they've kept the name even though the location has changed.
Perfect. All right. And if people want to learn more about Sylvan Goldman or about amazing science and scientists from whenever and wherever, where can they go?
Always check out our website. It's a great place to go to find out what's going on. www.smo.org is a great place to go.
Fabulous. And if you want to know more about unearthing stories and books and all the programs and things, you can check out metrolibrary.org. And you can also check us out at Almonte Library this summer with summer reading. So as you can see, Almonte Library has a pretty amazing connection to somebody that impacted pretty much everybody's daily life, I would say. Maybe not daily, but pretty close.
Almost daily to this day. Yeah.
I mean, even Amazon carts, right? That idea of an online shopping cart does not exist without Sylvan Goldman, who, as we said, is the reason that we are Alma Library. So if you want to learn more, definitely come down to Science Museum Oklahoma. Come down to Alma Library. We will be collaborating in person July 9th for a program at Alma. Amanda, is there anything else you would like to tell us?
I think I just want to say thank you for having us. We do hold tours occasionally where we show off our archives and collections area, so check our website out to find more out about those. And thanks for having us here today.
Thank you so much.